I'm really glad you guys can't see me when I tab in to set up the overlay because I press a lot of wrong buttons. Like, here's a quick preview of what it looks like when I'm trying to turn on the game sounds and turn everything on and off and do it all wrong. But okay, we actually turn the sound back on. We're in the finals for the fight before Christmas, folks. It's been a fun tournament. It's been a shorter tournament. 32 Boys 1 Cup was a very long endeavor, and we had a really fun time in this shorter, compact version. But yeah, we've had 2 mech games so far. Get your let's check it twice. We'll see who's naughty or nice. Spawning in the bottom right corner of the map, it's Samsung Galaxy Solar.
In the upper left, as the Red Terran, it's YoDa Prime.
Okay, so we got the spawn locations that I thought would be kind of the worst ones for setting up the longer game. The reason I mention this going into the series is you've got these base layouts where maybe you take a quicker third, whether it's over here or over here, but either way you're not going to have a great time because one has to do with the rocks and the other is very exposed on the other end to what is possibly Hellions or Marines.
Yeah. When you think about all the maps that we see that endgame battlecruiser game on, it's always like the usual. Overgrowth, King Sejong, Deadwing, Nimbus. Not Foxtrot, not Catalina, and not Merry-Go-Round so much. So I think Foxtrot, just definitely with these spawn positions as well, would be the one that I'd be very surprised to see YoDa go for it. This might be the one that goes for Bio.
It's again, like I think a lot of that's going to come down to this map, of course, and usually it would be the Zerg player looking to react to the Terran. This may be very well YoDa deciding whether he plays mech or not based on what he sees out of Solar's opener here. Whether he goes for something crazy like really fast gas or whether he goes for something crazy like a fast third. I keep saying crazy, but I mean like normal. But something that just basically anything to deter him, unless he sees like the one rare situation where there's like an opening to go mech. If he sees like 7 minutes of the game for whatever reason Solar's gone roaches, then maybe he goes tanks and that lets him segue into mech. But for the most part, I would also say probably Bio.
I know you're a dirty mech player, but I like the feeling of Marauders versus Roaches a lot more than tanks versus Roaches.
The feeling?
Does that make sense?
Like
whatever, guys. You know what I'm talking about.
It's like when you try to feel the thread count of new sheets. Like, well, these feel like the thread count's a bit low. I'm not sure I like these as much.
I've never done that before. That was way too fancy.
Wow,
that is
thread count is a big deal. That's not even snobby.
That is shocking. This is...
Yeah, it's the same thing when you're buying good clothing. This is a big deal. I'm serious. If you guys are out there and you don't know what thread count is, like seriously, go Google it, look it up. It'll change your life.
I can figure out what it is, but I've never like taken a piece of like clothing unless like okay. I wanted to feel the texture, but I've never been like, this is fine material, this is fine quality. No,
you know what the trick is? So like if you're wearing a nice shirt, you get like a girl to feel the shirt and you're like, do you know what materials this is? And she'll be like, I don't know what.
Boyfriend material.
Yeah, and then you'll wink and walk away. Don't even give her the just wink and walk away. She'll come to you.
Sometimes I wonder what happens if I used all of these really dumb like pickup jokes that you give me on men.
I'm sure it would work.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing it now.
I can be honest, like if a girl hits on a guy, I don't think it's nearly as difficult as the other way around.
It's a pretty goofy way to do it though. Most of your jokes are pretty goofy.
Alright, well, as far as this goes, I mean, Solar does a good job at deterring the Reaper. This doesn't get any damage done, it doesn't really do too much, other than like a cancel here, and start spending his creep. For YoDa's sake back at home though, it's still too early to say like, oh, there's no way it's mech. That's the nice thing about opening with like Hellion Banshee and such. You can still transition into it depending a lot on what's going on. It's kind of a stall tactic, and you know you're not getting the fastest stim possible, but it could sail you towards that late game that you actually want to play, which YoDa has shown us is mech a lot of the time.
This is gonna be an armory with the Marine medevac drop. Yuppers.
Yupperoony.
Yeah. Okay, got a little worse when you added a goo on it. Oh, we're gonna have Solar go for a 2-base lair. This is one thing that he hasn't tried yet, right? Like he's always gone up to like the typical 3rd base, and this is a pretty good build against mech players.
Yeah. By the way, I'm wondering how many people just tabbed out to check their Skype. Sorry about that, folks. Unmuted it for a moment there. Is adjusting some sound stuff.
Nice scout right there.
Yeah, the Ling's getting there to just see exactly everything that was moving out, so he knows what's coming. Marines, the Hellions. No, he's making a spine call. This will be done for the push, which is really nice, but there's not a lot of transfuse energy available. If he puts down another creep tower, he's going to hate himself for it, that's for sure.
One thing he didn't check to see if it was an armory as well, so he doesn't really do that, he has a guess. It could be Hellbats, because, you know, Terran. And now he does see that. Hellbats are coming. The Spine Crawler doesn't really help itself. Transfuses does help, however, but I just mean that it was right in the middle, so all the Hellbats were able to target it.
The focus fire was a little good, yeah. Lings are darting to the fight. If you take care of the Hellbats, the Lings can eventually deal with the Marines, but the problem is, like, right now he can't, and he's not. And while there's a lot more Lings on the way, the Spire is so far off of saving his ass. These drones also gotta be a little bit careful. It's getting really close to the mineral line. Picks up the Medivacs to keep, or the Hellbats to keep him alive. Solar Sis is a little too much, so he's gonna tap. GG. YoDa will take game number 3. Give him a lead now, 2-1.
Now for 4 more games within 10 minutes to make up for the first 2.